I often experienced conflict in my previous workplace. I was acting as the manager in a local bakery, and the owner would often say that he needed something done in a certain way, but wouldn't describe how he wanted the task done, just that it was my responsibility to figure out what he wanted and put it into action. We would often have conflict over expectations in my role. I would aim to discern what would make him happy for me to say to cease the current conflict, but allowing him repeatedly to win did not help the overall conflict, which was derived from conflating ideas. In general, this led to more unhappiness with my coworkers because his ideas typically did not consider the needs of his staff. Because I worked firsthand with the staff more, I had a more thorough perspective on what the staff needed at any given time because they would speak to me about it and we would have an open dialogue. But aiming to promote their needs proved challenging because conflict was so competitive. Knowing what I know about communication and conflict now, and utilizing the Thomas Kilmann conflict modes, I can discern that he had a competitive style while I had an accommodating conflict style. Because of the power imbalance with him being my boss, I wanted to maintain harmony and would therefore concede my opinions and hang-ups on his perspective. In contrast, he wanted to win the conflict at hand, and the power he had made that easy. He drew power from the conflict, rather than using it as a resource to collaborate and generate new ideas. If I were to have these conflicts now, I would aim to be more assertive with my ideas so that my perspective was known while maintaining a professional tone. My previous engagement allowed me to be rolled over repeatedly, my opinion consistently ignored. But by expressing my opinions more, hopefully a more collaborative conflict space would be reached. I could perhaps have been more creative with my solutions and explained to him better that I wanted his vision for the bakery to be seen through, but that I was struggling to understand what his needs were because of the lack of communication. Typically, his desires were outrageous power plays that caused a lot of unhappiness in my coworkers because he didn't often work directly with them. So, if in our conflict I had broached these subjects, it would likely involve a more competitive style of conflict because his idea of a best-case scenario did not match mine. I would likely have to stand up fiercely for my opinions, using examples and details to persuade him of my opinions and compromise in certain areas to keep him happy. Our notes state that others can take advantage of non-competitive behaviors to get what they want, and this was certainly true at my previous workplace. I would now try to work with him towards being more cooperative with new ideas by showcasing them as something that would aid his goals as well. Knowing what I know about conflict now, I would work to be more firm with my opinions and be creative in my negotiation of his ideas to try to uphold what was best for my coworkers whom I found myself protecting from his rash ideas.